Alaikum. So today we are going to learn how to get data from State Bank of Pakistan. Previously, we were working with the investing.com data, but it has been experienced that their data format does not help students. So that's why we'll get data from the State Bank of Pakistan instead. It is data which is available in the Excel spreadsheet already. So you are supposed to go to the State Bank of Pakistan website, which is sbp.org.pk. And over there, you need to click on this publication and then click on the annual publication. So you can see that we are going to publication and annual publication. And I'm already on this page. Annual publication, you can see that there is pre-publication of financial statement analysis available right here. So you are supposed to click this link. As soon as you click this link, you will get a data in Excel spreadsheet. So I have already downloaded this data and I have renamed this file as FSA Old Firm 2017 to 2022 because it have got data from 2017 to 2022. So let's open this file. You can see I have opened my file that I have named it, and you can see there are three worksheets. We need to work with this pre-publication 2017-2022 worksheet. So I'm going to click this, and you will see right here the organization name is given and item name is given. So these are all the financial statement items that we can use in our analysis, and these are the years for which the data is available. So you can see in the organization name, we can search for the organization that is being required by us. The very simple way is to put the filters on these headings. So let me select all of this. I will go to data and I will apply a filter. So now I have applied a filter. So if I want to search for any company that I want to get the data of, for example, that is being allotted to you. So I will click on this button, this arrow, small arrow button. As soon as I click on that, I will just click in the search button and then I will be searching for the company that I require. For example, I want to search for oil and gas. So I will write in oil and gas. So you can see the oil and gas is right here. So let me click this select all search and then unclick. So as it's been unclicked, I will select only this oil and gas and I will click OK. And you can see now I have got oil and gas data right here. So let me click right here on this non-current asset. You can see that we can recall that it is in column B or row number 46,175. So this is actually the row I will be looking forward where my company data is available. So keeping my cursor right here on this non-current asset, and I will once again click in this filter button and I will clear all the filter. But you can see now I'm back on this Hallmark company. No, my cursor is still over there. So what I will do, I will just, you can say, move around with my arrow key. So I'm pressing a right key. So as soon as I have clicked the right key, so you can see I am now in the oil and gas company. So what I'm required to do is to copy this data. For example, I copy all of this data which I require. For example, whatever the data is available, this is the solvency ratio, right? This is the last item that is being available. So just simply copy this data from here and paste it in any new sheet that we will be working in. All right, so you can see that we have copied a data from the State Bank of Pakistan, the data sheet, and now we will be, you can say, working with this data instead of using the investing.com data, which had created confusion. In order to see that how to compute the enterprise value based on the accounting approach, we are taking these information that we are supposed to separate the operating current asset and the operating current liability on one side and financing asset.
Sir, sorry to interrupt you.
Right. So for this purpose, we are not supposed to, you can say, do everything exactly the same. We have to just take the concept, and the concept is to put the operating asset on the one side and bringing the operating liability on the same side as well. So you have seen that I have, you can see, and now what I have done, I have taken the current asset value from here, and I have copied this current asset in the next sheet where I am supposed to find out the enterprise value. You can see the current asset is on top. And then from this current asset, the financing asset. The financing assets are liquid assets, which are actually the cash and bank and the short-term investment, which are considered to be financing assets. Supposed to find out what is the operating asset. So how to calculate the operating? So I have taken this current asset minus the sum of what? Liquid assets. What are liquid assets? The liquid assets are only these two. So you have seen that I have actually now calculated my operating current asset. Now I will be required to deduct the operating current liability. So what should I do? I will write it down. Let's see, but we will be supposed to find out the operating current liability, right? So I'm copying the current liability. If I go back to the original data, and I will find out that right here the current liability is given. I will take all of this as current liability, Control C. So instead of, you can say, copying this current liability total, let me delete once again, or let me take the Control Z, and let me write it down here, less operating current liability. So in operating current liabilities, we can see there are only two heads. One is trade, credit, and other accounts payable. Let me copy this, Control C, Control V. And the another one is, you can see this short-term borrowing. This is financing. Current portion of non-current liability, this is also financing. Whereas that this other current liability is actually the operating current liability. So I will copy this one as well. So you can see I have copied item number 1 and item number 4 in the current liability. Item number 1 and item number 4. So let me group this one. I made a group. Now, what we are supposed to do is to find out the net working capital, isn't it? The operating current liabilities, which is sum of
Operating current assets.
So we have actually computed our net working capital, and we have not included the liquid asset, and we have not included any financing liability, and we have only included the operating current asset and operating current liability. So this is our net working capital. Now I have to add the non-current asset to it. So I will go back to the sheet and I will copy my non-current asset, which is right here, Control C and Control V. And now I can call it as enterprise value. Now that will be is equal to net working capital plus non-current liability. And this is it. Underlining it, and let me, you can say, make it bold. So I have calculated from the asset side. Now in the liability side, what I'm supposed to find out is to find out the financing liability and total equity. So for financing liability, we are now once again considering that in our current liability, what were the item of financing? So financing liability is number 2, which is short-term borrowing, and number
borrowing and current portion of non-current.
Let me copy this one. This time, you can say shortcut, and that is I will press the control button, and then I will select this one as well. So you can see that I have made a multiple selection. Control C here, the Control V. We have short-term borrowing, current portion of long-term debt, and then I will bring up my non-current liability here. Where is my non-current liability? And you can see my non-current liability include all of the long-term secured loan, long-term unsecured loan, and long-term lease financing. So all of these long-term financing is already, you can see, included in it. So Control C and Control V right here. And then what I have to do is to less liquid assets. Do I have liquid asset right here on this data sheet?
Yes.
Let me copy it from here, and now I will calculate net debt. Now, how is my net debt? That is equal to the sum of all of these debts minus the sum of liquid assets. And now I'm supposed to bring the equity portion here. So what I will do, I will go back to my original data, and then I will copy the shareholder value, which is the item number C, shareholder equity. Let me copy this shareholder equity B. And now it is supposed to be my enterprise value. This, do we have same value?
Yes.
We are taking break for the Maghrib. So you have seen that how we have used this data, which we have got from State Bank of Pakistan, and we have calculated the enterprise value based on the accounting approach. And now we are moving toward computing the enterprise value based on the efficient market approach. For efficient market approach, we only have to find out the market value of the equity. Once we have found the market value of the equity, we can use the same, you can say, data, most of the data which is available in this sheet, and then we will be able to find out the uh, market value of that equity. For this purpose, I will only consider 2022 and not considering for 2027. As for example, let me take the number of shares outstanding, or let me write down that I'm making a new work. So in efficient market approach, what we are supposed to do is to find out the number of share outstanding. So the number of share outstanding is also available in this data set. If I go back to my original data set, right here we have equity section. So you can see the issued, subscribed, and paid up capital, and then we have ordinary share and preferred share. Actually, this ordinary share is the number of share outstanding, right? But what we are supposed to do is to find out that these number of share outstanding, because it is the value that is being assigned, and this value we know in Pakistan, the most of the share have nominal value of 10. So if we divide that with the 10, we will get how much is the outstanding number of shares. All right. So if I take this ordinary number of shares and copy it out here, and what I'm supposed to confirm is that what is nominal value of this share. So most of the share in Pakistan have a nominal value of 10. Some of the company have a nominal value of 5 as well, right? Um, it could be confirmed uh, from the annual report of the company. If we open the annual report of that company, and we can go into, you can say, the equity section, and we could find out how many number of share outstanding there are. Or either you can say, find out the number of share outstanding on the, you can say, the PSX, or for this example, I will go to KHI stocks. Okay, I can even go to DPS. So KHI stock, if I remember, it was NA2F, which was National Foods Limited. So you can see right here, see what is being written here. What is the value? 5. Okay. Okay, what is this paid up capital? We have the same capital right here. If I go back to my Excel sheet, and you can see right here, 1165 or 1165576, and you can see right here 11. So obviously they have rounded off, 76 was there, or might be they have, you can see, issued more shares, right?
Yes.
Actually, the paid up capital, if I want to find out what is number of shares, I will actually divide this figure by this paid up value, which is actually a nominal value, which is, right? So the nominal value of the share is 5. Whereas what is the market value of this share? I can go to this, you can say, price history section, and you can see that now, today, what was the closing price of this? This is 94 now. We can also confirm that how many number of shares outstanding are there. Okay, right here we do have number of share outstanding right here in this website, which is provided to us. For 2022, the number of share outstanding is this one, right? I will confirm that how they have got that. And you can see the paid up value is 5, right? So I will do my own calculation, and I will say nominal value is 5, so I'll put 5 in all of it.
5.
Then if I'm only finding out what is the number of shares, let me make it this group, and it is actually this value divided by the number of, you can say, the nominal value. So now we have got a number of share outstanding, and afterward, what I'm required to find out is share price, and let me write it down in this bracket market. So because the end period of you can say this June, so I will find out what was the last trading day of June and what was the price of that last trading day. If I want to trade value, so I can use the today's price as well, right? So both is available. For example, if I want to find out the historical value, I will use the exactly the same, you can say, date share price. If I want to find out what is the enterprise value today, so then I have to take the today's price of the share. Okay. So once again, if I go back to that KHI stock, or the history is given, I can also go to the psx.com and I can get the value from there as well. And you can see right here the daily data is provided. I can take this closing price 94.20 for today. If I say no, I want to go to the specific date and I want to get the data of the last day of June. So why don't I just click right here and I take, so 1st of June to June 30th. And now you can see it will update itself. Yes, it have updated itself, and you can see that I have a value of 30th June 2022, and the closing price of that was 140. So let me write it down, 144.78. This is a share price, right? So I will then write down here the number of share outstanding multiplied by the
Share price.
market value of this firm at the end of 20. So you can see that we have found out the market value of the equity. Now what else we have to add with it is net debt. So I will take a net debt value. I do not have any minority, you can say, stakes right here, and you can confirm it from here that we do not have anything else, right? For example, we do not have minority interest in this case. We only have these values. So the market value of the equity is confirmed. Now what I have to do is to take the net debt value. So let me write down net debt in my previous value, which is right here, isn't it? Okay, so the net debt value is right here in G21, and I have got now the net debt value of G21 is 5 million, and then I will call the sum of this value as in, or for example, I can repeat the step and how to, you can say, get the net debt value. I can just simply copy this data from here, Control C, and let me put the data over here, Control V. So I have got now net debt value. Let me highlight, or you can say, let me group this one separately. Let me make this one bold. And now I will write down the enterprise value. And enterprise value is the market value of the equity plus net debt. I haven't calculated the other value, so that's why I have left it blank. Let me make it bold. And this is my enterprise value for 2022. Now, in order to find out the, you can say, the same thing on the, you can say, other hand side, that is asset side. So what we have to do is to bring these values, that is net working capital. So I'm not, you can say, copying all of the value. I will copy the net working capital from here, Control C, and I will paste that as value, right? All Control V, and I'm pasting that as value. Why I'm pasting that as a value? Because if I just, you can say, paste it, it will bring the, you can say, formula, and it will start giving me something else value. So the values, now this is the net working capital value for 2022, you can see, and I have to add. So we will say that what is the market value of the assets and how to compute that. That will be equal to the enterprise value minus the net working capital, and we have got the market value of the non-current assets. And that's it. We have found it. This is our enterprise value for 2022. If I am interested to find out what is the enterprise value in today's, so what I have to do is to only change this price. Okay. Other things will remain the same. I will be supposed to change this price. I will take a today's price and then we can find out what happened to the enterprise. If I go back to this website and I find out what is today's price, let me, you can say, remove this filter, or let me refresh this website so it will remove the filter. I have this historic price, and you can see now the closing price is 94. So I can use this 94.02 right here, and then I will find out 94.02, and you can see that the enterprise value has been dropped for whatever, like Control Z, it was 39 million, and now Control Y, it is actually 27 million. So anyway, today what we have done, we have actually recalculated, recomputed the enterprise value based on the accounting approach and the enterprise value